Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a totally fascinating bit of hidden economics surrounding something we literally use every single day: commercial cleaning supplies. Specifically, we are going to unpack the true cost of 5-liter dishwashing liquid in Johannesburg. We're using data straight from Ntobi Cleaning Supplies to figure out what actually drives our cleaning budgets across the Gauteng region, and honestly, the economic principles we're going to uncover here apply to so much of what we buy on a daily basis. So let's kick things off by challenging a super common assumption. We've all been there, right? You're standing in the supermarket aisle looking at 2 different bottles of dish soap. Does a higher price tag inherently mean you're getting a better quality product? We are so conditioned to think that paying a premium means we're automatically getting superior grease-cutting strength. But today we're going on a bit of a myth-busting journey to prove exactly why that assumption can absolutely wreck your cleaning budget. There's a quote I absolutely love that hits the nail on the head here. The sticker price rarely tells the full story. We really need to pivot away from just glancing at that upfront cost, what you pay right at the checkout till, and start thinking about long-term value. Because that seemingly cheap bottle of soap, it might actually end up being the most expensive purchase you make all month once you calculate how you actually use it at home. Think about what you're actually paying for when you grab a bottle of dishwashing liquid. First and foremost, it's the formulation. A basic, cheap blend is honestly mostly just water with a tiny dose of active cleaning agents. On the flip side, premium formulations are loaded with grease-cutting enzymes. But it's not just the chemistry. Sometimes you're paying a premium just for added scents and fancy colors that do absolutely nothing to actually clean your plates. Then you've got packaging. Pump dispensers, fancy tamper-proof seals, that all adds to the shelf price. And finally, retail markups. By the time a bottle finally hits a supermarket shelf, multiple middlemen have already taken a cut.
Section 1. What actually drives cost?
Okay, here is the absolute game-changer concept to grasp: the dilution ratio. By definition, this is the amount of concentrated cleaning product required per volume of water to actually be effective. You kind of have to forget the physical size of the bottle. The dilution ratio is the true, undeniable indicator of how long a product will actually last. This right here is the secret to unlocking massive savings.
Let's compare this in a real-world scenario. Consider an economy formula. It looks incredibly cheap on the shelf, right? But because it's a weak surfactant blend, meaning, again, it's mostly water, you find yourself squirting double the amount into the sink just to get a decent lather going. Now, compare that to a concentrated formula, like the one supplied by Ntobi. Because it's packed with active enzymes, you literally only need a single capful per sink load. The economy bottle runs out in a flash, while the concentrated formula just keeps going and going. Get this. The math behind this efficiency is actually wild. 4 to 5. One single 5-liter bottle of concentrated dishwashing liquid can replace 4 to 5 standard retail bottles. Just think about that for a second. Not only does this drastically reduce how often you have to reorder, but it also has a massive impact on the environment by significantly cutting down on plastic packaging waste. You are buying raw cleaning power, not just a collection of plastic bottles.
Moving right along to Section 2. Wholesale versus retail buying.
When you do retail economy buying, you are basically a victim of stacking markups. Every single reseller, distributor, and supermarket along the supply chain adds their own profit margin to those small bottles. But when we shift to a wholesale bulk buying model, ordering 5-liter or even 25-liter containers, you're getting factory direct pricing. You are literally cutting out the middleman, pulling from the market data provided by suppliers like Ntobi to secure the lowest possible base price per liter.
Breaking these options down mathematically proves exactly why the cheapest bottle at the till is almost always a trap. That economy-diluted soap, sure, it's suited for light home use, but the cost per wash is actually much higher over time because you just burn through it so fast. Now contrast that with concentrated and industrial-grade formulas. While they might cost a bit more upfront, their cost per wash is the absolute lowest at scale. It's exactly why they're the go-to for restaurants and commercial kitchens. Those businesses know they literally cannot afford to waste money on watered-down soap. So, just to quickly sum up the core perks here. Buying wholesale concentrated products offers a vastly lower cost per wash, entirely bypasses those annoying reseller markups, and greatly reduces packaging waste. And I definitely want to highlight that last point about safety. Sometimes people worry that commercial-grade concentrate is going to be way too harsh. But the data clearly shows that when you follow the recommended dilution, again, just a capful in a sink of water, it gives you the exact same safety profile for hand washing as any pre-diluted bottle you'd grab at the store.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Gauteng cleaning ecosystem.
Gauteng hosts such a dense, vibrant mix of industries, and they all rely heavily on dependable cleaning stock. Number 1, you've got restaurants. They require high-grade, low-residue formulas, like super bright dish soap, so that baked-on grease gets wiped out without leaving a cloudy film on their glassware. Number 2, schools. They have incredibly specific hygiene requirements to keep kids safe, so they go through massive volumes of reliable cleaners. And number 3, car washes and vehicle detailers. They're actually super fascinating because they need heavy-duty degreasers for the forecourt, but they also source commercial dish soap from the exact same wholesalers for their break rooms. It just completely simplifies their invoicing and delivery.
And speaking of delivery, this number is a literal game changer for the region, R75. That is the flat shipping rate across Gauteng offered by Ntobi Cleaning Supplies, and that's with absolutely no minimum order. This completely democratizes bulk buying. Localized delivery logistics mean that whether you are a massive school district or just a small household wanting to save a few bucks, factory direct bulk ordering is completely accessible and totally affordable.
As we wrap up this explainer, here is the ultimate takeaway I want you to remember. True value is measured at the sink, not at the checkout till. Optimizing a cleaning budget, whether it is for your home kitchen or a bustling restaurant in Joburg, requires looking right past that initial sticker price. You have to calculate the actual cost per wash, factoring in the dilution ratio and the genuine grease-cutting strength of the formulation. I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question for the next time you're standing in the supermarket aisle looking at cleaning supplies. Are you actually paying for cleaning power, or are you just paying for water in a fancy plastic bottle? Armed with the data we explored today, I have a feeling you're going to make a very different choice on your next run. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next one.